fire of holiness for his name's sake. Yea, though I sail amid the thunders and tempests of life, I will dread no danger, for thou art near me. Thy love and thy care, they shelter me. Thou preparest a harbor before me in the homeland of eternity. Thou anointest the waves with oil, my vessel rideth calmly. Surely sunlight and starlight shall favor me on the voyage I take, and I will rest in the port of my God forever. May the souls of seamen and all those who have lost their lives in the water rest in eternal peace. And may God bless the United States of America and all of those in harm's way. Thank you.
Amen.
Flag, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, CapMed. Okay, Carrie.
Ready? Mayor Parrish.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Bovair.
Here.
Councilwoman Blanco.
Here.
Councilwoman Warner. Councilman Whipple.
Here.
City Attorney Garganese. City Manager Takanich.
Here.
Assistant City Manager Fuhr.
Here.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes?
I have a couple amendments for the agenda.
Okay.
First, item 7.1 can be pulled. Ms. Jenkins formally resigned in the clerk's office on 5/22/17, and a letter of resignation has been provided via email as well as at your individual seats. We thank her for her service. She was one of the longest tenured members of the Diamond Square Redevelopment Agency. Also, we need to add item 7.5, and that would reinstate the July 11th, 2017 council meeting. And, what's that?
Is your mic on?
I'm sorry,
It's your voice, isn't it?
it's the voice, apologize.
I just want to be able
I've got a 1-year-old. I'm going to stick with that story. So we need to add item 7.5 to reinstate the July 11th, 2017 City Council meeting. It previously had been canceled in light of the holiday, and however, due to the budget process and some required hearings that we need to have, we need that meeting back. And there is an agenda item at your table at the dais.
That's a Tuesday at 6, right?
Yes, and then that would be Tuesday, July 11th, 2017. And item number 7.5.
Okay.
Is that it?
That is it.
Okay, Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve tonight's agenda with the modifications and the amendments made by the City Manager, John Takanich, and approve the minutes of the regular meeting of April 25th, 2017, as written.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Very good. Go to the boards of presentations.
Matt's gonna do
Okay. Matt?
Okay, the first presentation is a proclamation proclaiming National Public Works Week 2017. Whereas public works services provided in our community are an integral part of our citizens' everyday lives, and whereas the support of an understanding and informed citizenry is vital to the efficient operation of public works systems and programs such as streets and highways, stormwater management, public buildings, and solid waste collections. And whereas the health, safety, and comfort of this community greatly depends on these facilities and services, and whereas the quality and effectiveness of these facilities, as well as their planning, design, and construction, is vitally dependent upon the efforts and skill of public works officials, and whereas the efficiency of the qualified and dedicated personnel who staff public works departments is materially influenced by the people's attitude and understanding of the importance of the work they perform, and now, therefore, On behalf of Mayor Henry Parrish and City Council of the City of Cocoa, Florida, I do hereby proclaim the week of May 21st, 2017 as National Public Works Week in the City of Cocoa, and call upon all citizens and civic organizations to acquaint themselves with the issues involved in providing our public works and to recognize the contributions which public works employees make every day to our health, safety, comfort, and quality of life.
It's very good. Powerful.
Congratulations, Public Works.
Yeah, I think
They get a whole
need to
week.
acknowledge that. Thank you for everything you do, and our city looks great because of you guys. Appreciate
We've
it.
really worked them hard the last 5 years, too.
Yeah, I know.
We know we've worked you guys really hard the last 5 years.
We've got a great staff out there, and
You do.
everybody pulls together, and they work really hard.
Yeah, you do. Thank you.
We've asked a lot. We do realize that.
Thanks a lot.
Okay. Ms. Warner?
All right, we're going to read a proclamation proclaiming May 2017 as Lupus Awareness Month in the City of Cocoa. Whereas each year May is designated as Lupus Awareness Month to show support and raise awareness for the estimated 5 million people who have lupus, and whereas lupus is a cruel and mysterious chronic, lifelong autoimmune disease in which the immune system is unbalanced, causing inflammation and tissue damage to virtually every organ system in the body. And whereas lupus can affect any part of the body, including the skin, lungs, heart, kidneys, and brain, no organ is spared. The disease can cause seizures, strokes, heart attacks, miscarriages, and organ failure. And whereas while lupus strikes mostly women of childbearing age, no one is safe from lupus. African Americans, Hispanics, Latinos, Asians, and Native Americans are 2 to 3 times more likely to develop lupus, a disparity that remains unexplained. And whereas lupus can be particularly difficult to diagnose because of its symptoms are similar to those of many other illnesses, there are major gaps exist in understanding the causes and consequences of lupus. More than half of all people with lupus take 4 or more years and visit 3 or more doctors before obtaining a correct diagnosis. And whereas there has been only one new drug approved by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration specifically for lupus in 56 years, current treatments for the disease can have damaging side effects. And whereas 100,000 Floridians are affected by lupus, now therefore Mayor Henry Parrish, on behalf of the Cocoa City Council, hereby proclaims May as Lupus Awareness Month and urges each of our citizens to observe this month by educating themselves on the symptoms and impact of lupus, and to join with the Florida chapter of the Lupus Foundation of America in supporting programs of research, education, and community service. And I know we have Ms. Gina Hulse here to accept this proclamation. So Gina, if you'd come up.
That's right.
Many of you guys remember Ms. Gina is a patient of lupus, and I guess we could call her a survivor because she works very hard to stay healthy. It is her focus every day. If you're a friend of Gina's or you follow her on Facebook, you see what a daily struggle it is to remain healthy if you have lupus. Thank you.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor, a proclamation. Whereas in 1917, A.R. Roy Trafford and Russell Field opened Trafford and Field Realtors at the corner of Brevard Avenue and Harrison Street in what is now Osorio Bakery and Cafe in historic Cocoa Village to serve the residents of the city of Cocoa and the Brevard County community. And whereas in 1964, Trafford Realty Company moved to its current location at 305 Brevard Avenue, where it remains to this day. An anchor business in historic Cocoa Village's quaint neighborhood of shops, restaurants, entertainment, and cultural venues. And whereas in 1953, Roy Trafford retired as president of Trafford Realty Company and named his son, A.H. Al Trafford, president, and Al served as such until his retirement in 2009. And whereas Trafford Realty's company's leadership has witnessed the growth of the city of Cocoa from a small town built on the fishing and citrus industries to a thriving city of over 18,000 residents and over 1,000 registered businesses. And whereas Trafford Realty Company was instrumental in the development of some of Brevard County's most well-known subdivisions dating from 1924 through the 1970s, including Carlton Terrace, Riverview Acres, and Hardy Circle, Cocoa Isles, South Merritt Estates, and the Ranches. And whereas Trafford Realty Company has successfully endured the effects of world wars, economic depressions and recessions, local natural disasters, and man-made catastrophes. And whereas for 100 years, Trafford Realty Company and its professional, experienced associates have expertly facilitated the sales and purchases of thousands of residential and commercial properties and continues to serve the residents and businesses of the city of Cocoa and Brevard County with a reputation as one of the community's most trusted and respected businesses. Now, therefore, Mayor Henry Parrish, on behalf of the City of Cocoa Council, does hereby proclaim Tuesday, May 23rd, 2017 as Trafford Realty Company Day. The City of Cocoa congratulates Trafford Realty Company for their 100 years of service to our community.
Anybody here? Yep, okay.
You gonna go down, Henry?
Yep. Gio's here, all right.
Thank you very much. Okay. Thank you very much, and council members, thank you very much for the recognition, and on behalf of the staff and associates of our great company, we certainly thank you again. Thank you.
Thank you.
You want to bring your whole staff up? Bring the whole bunch. That, Mayor?
Bring them all up.
Bring them all. This is.
I step with them,
They're them.
and then
Oh,
stand.
we stand? Yeah.
Come on, Mr. Barry, you're tall. You can get in the back.
We can get seen by
Yeah.
standing. Come on to my shoulder.
See everybody.
Hey, guys.
Terry, you want to come up with the mayor and front and center?
I can see Gio from here.
When you conduct a choir over there,
All right. 1, 2, smile. Smile again. Smile some more. Smile one more time just in case I missed it. Very good.
Very good.
Everybody get yours?
Thank you all. How you doing? Yeah.
Gino, would you come forward, David reading.
I don't have her phone number. I'm friends with her on Facebook. Hi.
Mr. Mayor.
Yeah.
Mr. Mayor.
I don't think about it if Sam's not here.
Proclamation, City of Cocoa proclamation. Whereas Willie G. Williams was born in Cocoa, Florida, where he graduated from Monroe High School in 1967. Whereas in 1966 he was drafted by the St. Louis Cardinals baseball team and then later played the position of third baseman in Pine Bluff, Arkansas for an AA baseball team. And whereas in December 13, 1968, he was drafted into the U.S. Army, and he attended basic training in Fort Bennings, Georgia. After basic training, he was reassigned to Fort Jackson, South Carolina. And whereas Mr. Williams received an extensive training in preparation for Vietnam, while in Vietnam, he served with 2 combat infantry units and earned a combat infantry badge, a Bronze Star, and 2 gold oak leaf clusters, the Vietnam Service Medal with 2 bronze service stars, and the Vietnam Campaign Medal with Device 60. And whereas in January 29, 1971, Mr. Williams was honorably discharged from active duty service, and whereas Mr. Williams worked for the Department of Defense as a civil servant for 22 years, and due to his passion for military service, he joined the Florida National Guards in October 1978. He served as a military policeman in support of Operation Desert Storm. He served as first sergeant until the unit deactivated from active duty status in June 23, 1993. Now therefore, Honorable Mayor Henry U. Parrish, on behalf of the great city of Cocoa, Florida, he hereby proclaimed Mr. Willie G. Williams an American hero and beyond. And we thank him for his lifelong career for civil service and active military and guard service to this great nation. Thank you for your service.
Thank you very much. Time comes it. It's pretty good. All right. So. Lorraine Koss. Lorraine, good evening.
Lorraine Koss, 2115 North Indian River Drive. Thank you so much again for meeting with my neighbors and myself last week to discuss the formation of a sustainability committee. We were not able to get on the formal agenda, not enough time to do a presentation, but I wanted an opportunity to address everyone to make sure that we are on the radar screen because we're eager to move forward with a sustainability committee. You may be aware that the city of Satellite Beach just came out with their sustainability action plan. And they're not the only ones. The action plan is actually an assessment of their assets, their sustainable assets, and recommendations for going forward. It's a citizen advisory board. But they're not the only ones. Cocoa Beach, India Atlantic, and I understand Titusville just came on board with their own sustainability committees. So my neighbors and myself are very eager to see this happen in Cocoa. We love Cocoa. We want to contribute to making it better and more sustainable. We understand that there is a strategic plan from 2014, and we started to look through that. That was before the crisis with the Indian River Lagoon. So now we've got a little different lens here now that we understand some of the vulnerabilities we face, as well as the economic analysis that really affirms how important the lagoon is to our economy. Now, the way we're defining sustainable development is that it meets the needs of the present without compromising the future. Sustainable development strives to build the intersection of the environment, the economy, and the community. So examples of projects are everything from living shorelines maybe a summer intern program involving high school students. Lagoon-friendly landscapes, maybe a park area as a demonstration garden. Stormwater projects. One of my neighbors even suggested an adopt a baffle box strategy. Solar power on municipal buildings, the way Satellite Beach is now putting solar power on their community center. So there are some templates for assessment out there. So in terms of a sustainability committee, we'd be looking at assessing what's available. We've got lots of resources in this community. Eastern Florida State College, we've got the Florida Solar Energy Center, we've got IFAS, as well as some of these projects could very well be eligible for the Save Our Indian River Lagoon Project Plan dollars, the referendum that was passed in November. So I would like the council to consider this, to vote on it. We can come back to a more formal presentation, but there's definitely a lot of enthusiasm with our community. And although we're all on Indian River Drive and we realize we're really blessed to live next to this asset, there's also all sorts of potential for other communities and other districts. You know, whether it be community gardens or stormwater projects or whatever, but it's definitely not limited to just those that live along the river, the lagoon rather, I should say. So thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Lorraine, I'm for it, and we need to move forward. And hopefully we can poll the council here and maybe bring back some more information. And then I just started getting into the Satellite Beaches, their plan. I
Yeah.
don't know how long it took them to put it together.
I think it's a couple years. I mean, it's been in the making now. They actually paid, I talked to Courtney Barker. They
Yeah.
actually paid $10,000 for their plan, working with FIT and Dr. Lindemann and graduate students. But in our case, I mean, I think we have the potential to reach out to Eastern Florida State College. I mean, Stockton Witten, I know, you know, he's moved from the county to be president of that school, and he's looking for opportunities to work with the community. So, as well as Jim Fenton with the Solar Energy Center.
Yeah, and that's great. That's right here.
Yeah.
Any questions, John, anybody? Anybody?
I'd like to hear more about the plan for sustainability.
Yeah.
I know you said it was not just for the lagoon area, but, you know, we have 4 districts.
That's right.
How much emphasis will be placed on the districts as far as sustainability is concerned?
I think that there are opportunities in each of the districts. And
Where will your focus begin?
Well, I am open. I think we're open, and if I would love to see us be able to recruit other committee members from other districts, so we have that representation.
How many
right.
members do you have thus far?
Right now, we've got 5 people that are interested, mostly from District 2 and District 4. So we need representatives from District 3. I have spoken with someone in District 3, and I don't have any volunteers from District 1, but I would love the opportunity to put the word out there or to recruit someone, because we definitely want to look at this holistically. And when we say a triple bottom line, the environment, the economy, and the community, that includes everyone. And there's a lot to be gained with stormwater management in some of our less prosperous communities, as well as gardens and the
Well,
like.
what I would like to see is for you to bring your group forward on a planned agenda for a presentation for your ideas, because what we really don't need is to have duplication of efforts.
Right.
There's things that we're doing as a council for sustainability, and we don't need to reinvent the wheel. So I'm all for sustainability. I'm partial to District 1 as being the mayor's councilman in District 1. I'd like to hear more about your plans and see what we can do in order to move forward in a positive way.
And really what we're looking for is an affirmation to be able to move forward and start to think about those things. And we can't do that as a ad hoc citizen group without any connection or support from the council.
Okay, thank you for your information, appreciate it.
Lorraine, thank you.
Thank you.
Very good.
I just Mr. Mayor, and I can meet with Lorraine. I happen to serve on the ICMA Sustainable Communities Advisory Council. I mean, she did hit, it's really an overarching, philosophical change or direction where you take a community to ensure, as she indicated, that, that you use the resources, and that's people, energy, environment. It's a whole host of things. You manage the resources of today to ensure that they're available for the next generation. So I think it's consistent if you look in our comprehensive plan with a number of the policies and goals that we have. And also, I mean, look at our Brownfields program, which is completely, it's a program that promotes sustainability and equitable development, our stormwater management program, our CRAs. But the one thing I would add is, and I'll get with Lorraine, maybe we can meet, is I'd like to be able to get our new community services director hired before we put more on an acting director.
Well,
So we can, because
we all
it
realize
really.
This won't be something that comes together fast.
But it just, I think, from what my experience speaking with my colleagues at, at the last ICMA conference, that when I sit on this committee, and it requires an effort between the community, the council, and the staff. And I think so, looking at policies and things that could promote sustainability in many ways. So I would just, in fairness to Nancy, who's the acting community services director with, arguably a limited background in planning, I think it'd be fair to bring somebody on board first, but we could certainly are willing to meet. I'm very familiar with the concepts and understand it, and I think the city probably does a lot more than people realize in terms of promoting a sustainable environment, so, but I'm totally
Mr.
in
Mayor?
favor.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
I'd like to make a suggestion that we ask the city staff to meet with Lorraine and the people that she's interested in, and look at one of two possibilities. Let the staff decide which way would be better, if we go ahead and form a committee and follow the same rules that we normally do, or maybe do what we've done in the past, just to make sure that we have an even representation. What we've done in the past sometimes with committees like this is allow each council person to appoint one or two people to the committee from their district. Or we can do like we do any other board and just open it up and ask for volunteers from all over. But I would say if we don't get volunteers from every district, then we as council people might want to go out and poll our districts and find people that are interested in this concept to make sure that we do have an equal representation around the city, from the entire city. But I think we need to move forward. I think we need to let the staff present to us what they feel is the best way to move forward with it, and then take it from there. Whether we develop a formal committee like the rest of our committees, like planning and zoning and
Boards,
code
right.
board and all those, a formal board, or whether we just do it as a committee to help us organize a plan, whatever the staff thinks. I'd just like to see, what our opportunities are from you, John.
Uh,
So,
I agree.
does that work?
I think
Got a
it's-
consensus for that? Okay.
It's moving the city forward in a big way, I think. And
It is.
my meeting I had with the group, I learned a lot. And I guess it was Lorraine that told me that, and today, every day I debate people, and people are telling me about the Indian River Lagoon, plan, and about the half-cent tax and the money. And it was you that told me that we're on the docket for muck removal 8 years from now,
But there's an app coming out, and there's going to be an analysis based on that new data that could change the prioritization.
Right.
Cover that up for me.
So if in fact we do have the deepest muck, it would be before that.
I mean, I won't name the names, but the lead scientist told me that Cocoa Rockledge, Merritt Island area has the deepest muck. And it seems, I've watched this whole thing unfold. I know they're doing a brilliant job, because I'm hearing that from everybody. They're really planning this thing out right, how to spend money. And I'm sure that we can, get some help at some point. But on the muck side, I know Clarence and I, the millions the city put over the years in the Cocoa Riverfront Park and all the, the great system that's there, when you have that much muck out there, it really didn't help the situation that much. But, I mean, I like to see that schedule get moved up. So we're going to put a step forward in the political ring, and we are going to do that, and put a lot of pressure on these guys to give us a break, you know, come in and help this part of the river. And I know there's some politics involved, and there has been, because when they had the fish kill at Cocoa Beach, you know, it was like the worst thing that ever happened in a generation. But we've had, like I said before, 20 or 30 of them, you know what I mean? So we just need to keep some pressure on these experts.
Permitting with the Corps of Engineers.
Yeah.
That's been the big issue so far.
Yeah, we know. John, I hope I'm alive when that happens.
I don't know who's worse, the Corps or FDOT.
Yeah, we have a few projects we're waiting for the Corps right now, and they do massive amounts of work, and I understand it's, you know, it takes time. But that's great. We're excited, so we want to get some more information.
You know, the other thing I'd
Probably
add,
gonna hear
Mr.
some more
Mayor,
here. Dennis Childs?
Mr. Mayor, just real quick, one other thing. This city hall is a LEED Silver certified building. So we are
It's
the
got
only,
everything,
we're the only, I believe, local government facility in Brevard County that is LEED Silver certified.
Right. It was the first one,
And-
right?
yes.
Or the second one?
No, I'm talking government, because.
Government.
Government facilities.
Yeah.
We weren't the first in the county.
It's got everything but solar panels and we need to put a big windmill over John's office. It might keep away the woodpeckers that are out there right now.
Ah, the woodpeckers.
Okay. Dennis, you're up. How you doing?
Good. I'm not going to take a lot of your time, but I wanted to introduce myself. I had the pleasure of meeting with the mayor at our little meeting last week or whenever. And I'm a retired architect, moved into the area from Fort Lauderdale about 10 years ago, and we just absolutely love it here, my wife and I. And we are both very anxious to be active with and contribute to this committee as it gets developed. I'm really happy and encouraged to hear the encouragement and development of the council people here tonight. That is very important to its success in the long run. So,
Yep.
yeah, so I just wanted to introduce myself and say that.
Dennis,
you.
is this,
Thank you.
this is better than Lauderdale, right?
Yes. Answer is yes.
In almost every way. Yeah,
For somebody that-
maybe every way.
For somebody that grew up there and went to school there, yes.
You know, we loved Lauderdale. We moved there, oh gosh, in the early 70s, and
Same.
we loved it. We had a boat, and we could go out and so on and so forth. And it just became destroyed as a
Yeah.
habitable environment,
Yep.
in our opinion, and I think many other people's. So
Yep.
this is where it is, right here.
Sure
now.
is.
So
Welcome
let's
to
keep it that
Hamilton,
way.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you very much, Dennis. Appreciate it. Good. Jennifer Riggs? You're up, Jennifer. Good evening.
Hello, yes, Jennifer Riggs, 1629 North Indian River Drive. And like Lorraine and Dennis, had a lovely meeting last week, and I'm very excited that other neighbors are interested in helping our community grow well and stay healthy and be the wonderful place it is. My grandparents were thought leaders in the space race, and my parents grew up in the area. My husband and I went away and then lived all over the place, but decided to come here because it's a special place, and we want to help keep it that way as we raise our children here. So I look forward to what I hope will be inclusive and very highly integrative work in support of the staff and community's efforts.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's it.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Very nice. Okay.
Number one city in the state.
Yep. Thanks for coming. And we realize it's a slow process,
Information for everybody.
and I think we're on a good track right now, so let's keep it going. And all right, Emma,
Emma, I didn't even see her.
Kirkpatrick, hey, Dan.
Hi, everybody. Emma Kirkpatrick. I'm here representing Historic Cocoa Village Association. Talk about a little thing called Barbecue and Blues we have coming up. So next week already, Thursday, you're going to start seeing trucks rolling in. We're coming in a day early this year. So we'll be parking 10 on Thursday night, and then 8 a.m. Friday morning, the rest of them start coming in. So I think we're going to be up to 54 teams this year. I'm going and making up space as we go along. So I'm begging and borrowing and stealing every bit of land that I can. So 54 teams, 63 judges. My farthest teams are coming from Georgia. I don't think I have any judges coming from out of Florida, but we're talking about Panhandle all the way down to Okeechobee, these guys come from. So we also have this year, the FBA is doing a judging class on Friday night, and that'll be in the Civic Center on Friday night. So those will be new judges coming into the pool, and the exciting thing about that is that hopefully they will come Friday night, they will see what's going on here, they'll stay the weekend and enjoy our town from there. So really, really exciting stuff. We have, of course, a wonderful music lineup for you. We've got the Big Blues Machine on Friday night, followed by Joey Gilmore. Joey Gilmore Band is out of Miami. He's one of the greatest blues musicians in the state of Florida. Saturday, we've got, starting with Matt Rossman. He is a local one-man band. He's a lot of fun. And then moving on to Bird Dog Bobby and the Honey Hounds. They're out of Orlando. And then moving on to the Daniel Heights Band. He is also out of Orlando. And then 5 o'clock, of course, we have the awards ceremony for the best barbecue in town. And then immediately following the awards ceremony, we've got Josh Miller Blues, who is a staple. And most people, although we have wonderful people come from all over the country to play, he probably draws the biggest crowd every year because everybody loves him. And then our headliner on Saturday night is the Tommy Z Band. They're coming back for their second appearance, and they are from Long Island, New York. So, pretty exciting lineup. I would be remiss if I did not say a huge thank you to Craig Technologies. They're coming on board as our Black Angus sponsor this year. And then, of course, we won a prize grant from Smithfield Pork. So we've got to up our prize package from $10,000 to $15,000 this year. Hence the reason I think we have 54 teams coming to compete. So it's going to be a big deal. I know last year was the state championship, and everybody thought that that was a big deal, and it really was a big deal. This year we're drawing even more teams. So I don't know if it's the extra prize package or if it's that everybody just loves this town and loves coming here, but it's pretty exciting stuff. So other than that, I have, Sam has sponsored tickets for the City of Cocoa, so please hit her up for your tickets. Those are there for you. Of course, the mayor's going to welcome us at 4:30 on Friday. We'll have the welcome and then the singing of the national anthem by one of McNair's students. So we like to have a student every year sing the national anthem.
Nice.
So other than that, I gave Carrie some posters. Please take them and distribute them in your neighborhoods and homes and jobs. Much appreciated. The more word we can get out, the better. So, any questions or comments?
We're excited, and I tell you what I like about the whole thing is when they start cooking. Dennis, I want you to hear this, because you'll smell the barbecue at your house.
Yeah.
Your house.
Yeah.
And it'll go to Merritt Island.
Yeah. See,
South Cocoa,
smoke
which is
wafting
Rockledge.
over there.
I mean, it's unbelievable. 54 teams.
54 teams. It's going to be crazy.
54 barbecue grills make a lot of smell.
Yeah, big
Of
girls.
course, this is, I don't want to, I did get tank tops for me this
Are
week.
those
I
the
don't
ear, are those earrings purposeful?
wanna- Yeah, did you see my?
I noticed the earrings.
Very good.
All right.
Man. I tell you what, though, it's a huge event, and I don't know how you pull it off, but it's
Me
bigger
neither.
and better every year.
I haven't killed anybody yet. Nobody's killed me, so it's a close thing many years.
Looking forward to eating, and that's great. So,
Anybody gonna talk about the craft fair for last weekend?
you want to say something about the craft fair?
Sure, I can say something about the craft fair.
Maybe Alan?
We had a really successful summer craft fair. We had 190 exhibitors. That includes food and merchants and nonprofits. I think it was up to 120 crafters. That has grown, 150 crafters. That has grown about 3 times since Alan took over doing the craft shows. This event specifically, we were thinking about canceling about 5-6 years ago because it was our lowest in attendance, and now it's bigger than spring. So he's done a great job turning it around. We had a good crowd for Mother's Day. It was phenomenal. Saturday was a little light, but Mother's Day was just amazing. And for the most part, the weather held out. We had a little gusty on Saturday, but great. And I think everybody had a really nice time. I saw lots of people walking around. Even Saturday, the people that were down here had things in their hands. So people were buying. The crafters on Sunday said that they were up, some of them 35% from last year.
Yeah.
So, excellent job. Excellent job. Thank you to all of you who came out, and thank you to Alan for putting it on. He's doing an amazing job. running
Very
it.
good.
So,
And I just want to stress that, very good. I just want to stress that this is, everybody that's here, everybody that's in TV world, this is your town. This is your downtown. Make it great. Like it's a great place to come. We're very lucky.
Yeah.
Use it. Everybody in Cocoa, this is it.
Yeah.
Everybody in Rockledge, you're invited. Barrett Island's invited. Cocoa Beach. Everybody knows it's a great location. And you're pulling this off because you're a great manager,
Thank you.
plus our location.
Thank you.
And
I've been here
we're
for
lucky to be here.
14 years now, running this place down here, and, 14 years ago, you could not walk outside after dark and see people in the park. I mean, come on, the park's full now.
Yeah.
There's people there all the time. There's people walking the streets. It's beautiful. And 14 years ago,
Yeah, we know. It was just-
the sun went down, you locked your doors, and you got out.
Right.
So it's fantastic.
I've had more people recently say, I'm moving in, I'd like to move back, and they move somewhere.
Yeah.
But, it is just like that.
Yeah.
And I'm excited. Last thing, folks, I was at the, the TDC luncheon, and they played the video, the latest video, that's like the smash hit, and Emma's all over it.
Yes.
Of course, I'm yelling, and I'm yelling, and,
You're in it.
300 people are like, what's wrong with this guy? But the thing is, that video is watched like 20 times more than anything else they've
Oh,
ever
the
put out.
Cocoa Village video is, absolutely.
So it lets you know how, look, it's
Great
great to
video.
go to a tourist trap, on the beaches, somewhere, up and down. But there's nothing like coming inland to a beautiful historic city. And it could be a lot of these. But we feel like we have one of the top ones. We have a great location.
We absolutely do.
Thank-
Thank you, and thank you all for all your support. We couldn't do it without you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Emma.
Very good.
Thank you.
Next is Ambassador Brad Whitmore.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor,
How you doing?
City Council, staff. Brad Whitmore here for the Historic Cocoa Village Association, going to talk about the waterfront. Little update, the dinghy dock improvement, the dinghy landing is making progress. We're getting through the thinking about it stage and getting ready to move into the make decisions, take action stage. We know the ladders we want to get, and we're coming up with a materials list for fender boards that we think will be the solution for this good interim fix till we get a full-up proper dinghy dock as part of the overall plan for the park area. So that's all good news. That will hopefully happen next week. We'll be able to move it forward and look at a timeline as to how it's going to go from there. Unfortunately, a lot of waterfront areas have a problem with theft. We are not exempt from that. I keep hearing about people's dinghies being stolen. Theories are that sometimes people show up and put them in the back of pickup trucks and take off, or if they can get them started, just take off with them. Had an incident where somebody had an engine taken off of a boat that is not lived aboard, is out in the anchorage. It happens, it's unfortunate. There's no way to prevent it 100%. It's sad when it does. Chief Canapel does a fantastic job with the police department. We know we have a business. We get to deal with him and them, and I just can't say enough good about them. However, the really downside for the theft problem is it's an image that we have that some people that are cruisers that we're trying to attract are afraid to come here for that reason.
Yep.
So anytime there's an incident that gets press, it makes us look bad. And the word spreads, and right now there's been a little flurry in the word. People are talking about, well, Cocoa's still not a completely safe place to go. So I hate to have that happen, and I just know that when we get Lee Winter Park, or if we get it, we can do a whole lot more to address that problem. Lighting, cameras. I see it appears to be a lot more police patrols down there already, which is wonderful, but they can't be everywhere all the time and do everything. For the bad press, there was a sign, this is a T-Dock sign, that somebody who lost an engine put a sign up, reward, please return to me. And then just 2 days ago, doing a scan through Craigslist, I found a motor stolen Cocoa Village on the internet. And this is, of course, quite detrimental to our image that we're trying to work our way towards justifying and being. I'll pass this around. The scary part is when one of the cruising forums gets a hold of this, it spreads like wildfire.
Yeah.
So, that being said, I'll pass this.
That's a shame.
So that's all I've got on that one, just an idea. As we move into the future, we really want to address that and get that to where that's not a negative because it hurts us. On a more positive note, sharing the spotlight with National Public Works Week, it is National Safe Boating Week. This is it. We are in the middle of it, and I would just like to thank everyone that's the council, city staff that came out and partook in a Promote Safe Boating event. We have submitted photographs of this group to 4 national publications, and hopefully in the near future I will be able to come back and show you that somebody picked up and ran with it and have something to show on that. So in the process of that, we got to promote the COCO name on the State Road 520 bridge, and a wonderful thing. So thank everybody that partook in that event. And that's all I've got for tonight.
Hey, Brad?
Yes, sir.
One thing about Cocoa, hopefully I can speak with the council. We're going to own it. I mean, the bad press, we're going to own it. But, and you know we're working out a deal with the county on Lee Winter, and we're going to go in there and we're going to have some volunteer projects, clean it up, get it to a point, probably put some cameras in there. My entire life, I can say this, and it's been dangerous out there at times. My entire life, I've been battling that. And there's about 5 things I'm going to do before I leave in 3.5 years. And one of them is make sure it's absolutely cleaned up. I can tell you, generally, it's people coming over the bridge, coming from somewhere else, and they're trying to steal something. So it's not anybody from Cocoa. Okay?
Right.
But guess what? It's a central, hub for people to get in trouble. So we are going to address it, and we are going to need your help once we get that signed. And we're on the cusp of it right now, to make it safer.
Excellent.
Okay? And that's, you've heard me, complaining about we need something out in the end, and I tried to tell, like, the county commissioner and a lot of their friends to, understand that, we can take it over, but we're not going to take it over in the same circumstances. We're not going to lose parking, because we want people to come in and make it a usable, park. We're not going to take any parking away. We're going to enhance the safety of it.
Excellent.
And maybe move a building out there. Maybe not. I don't know. Whatever they'll let us do. But the thing is we have to make this thing safe. It is paramount. Okay? And then I could look over at every neighborhood, say the same thing. We have to do things. Really, it's the citizens of Cocoa and everybody working together that makes it better. But we're going to work on that park. There is no way I'm going to leave without us making great changes down there and making that place safer. It's got so much potential.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's
It's part of the jewels of what we have here, and it'll certainly be worth the effort to make it.
I mean, we
make it
feel the same way
you
in every
envision it.
neighborhood, but the thing is, the difference is, the neighborhoods have eyes. There's eyes in every house, almost every house.
Right.
And there, it's not. We've
Right.
got, and we know the police can't do anymore. I mean,
Yep. IP cameras are going to help a lot when we get to it.
yeah, I think so too.
Big time. All right, thank
Okay,
you very
thank
much.
you.
Thanks
Thanks,
for
Brad.
for
Thank you,
listening.
Brad.
Thank you.
But we're going to own it until we fix it. So, all right. Thanks, Brad.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to move on to consent.
Motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. All right, Public Works, Mr. Attorney, Super Attorney. Nancy?
Yes. This is a public hearing to approve the City of Cocoa's FY 2017-2018 CDBG and Home Action Plan, authorized submission of the plan to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development upon final grant award allocation, and authorize the mayor to sign all subsequent certifications and agreements. Projects were advertised with approximate funding amounts of our current funding, which is $169,584 for CDBG and $72,045 for home, in accordance with council's approved recommendations on March 14th, in order to submit our meet our deadline to Brevard County. However, the city still has not received our final allocation, so we'll have to make the adjustments based on when the federal budget is approved and our grant awards are. But for now, based on the current year, I just want to quickly read through the awards. Community Services Council, Meals on Wheels and Seniors at Lunch, $6,943. Central Brevard Sharing Center, $6,940. Early Learning Coalition of Brevard, $6,554. Salvation Army, $5,000. City Code Enforcement Initiated Demolitions, $20,000. Our city's Housing Rehabilitation Program, $90,231. Administration is $32,916, with Fair Housing Education and Outreach at $1,000. For home, the city plans on using our housing program through a developer, a community housing development organization, which is called ACHODO, $66,282, with home administration at $5,763. Staff is requesting that council hold the second and final public hearing on the proposed FY 2017-2018 action plan for submission to HUD upon final grant award allocation, and authorize the mayor to sign all subsequent certifications and agreements.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion that we accept the meeting.
Public hearing, we're gonna,
Okay, we're gonna go.
Okay, yeah.
Super Attorney, you want to say anything, or you want me to just open? Please, we open up for public hearing. Okay. We're going to close this to the council, open it up to the public. Would anybody like to speak on this public hearing, number one? Okay. Close it to the public, bring it back to council. Mr. Whipple?
Now, Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion that we conduct the final public hearing to approve the City of Cocoa FY 17 and 18 CDBG and Home Action Plan. Authorize submission of the plan to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development HUD upon final grant award allocations, and authorize the mayor to sign all subsequent certifications and agreements.
Okay. Don, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Motion carries 5-0.
This is the second public hearing to amend the FY 2016-2017 CDBG Action Plan to reallocate funds and add a new activity in accordance with the city CDBG Citizen Participation Plan. On June 28, 2016, City Council approved the FY 2016-2017 Community Development Block Grant Action Plan, which included all the activities that would be funded with the grant allocation and also any carry-forward funds. In order to meet grant expenditure deadlines, staff is now proposing the following substantial amendments. We're seeking to reallocate $43,383 from the Section 108 Loan Guarantee Program, move that towards housing rehabilitation. Reallocate $9,760 from the Land Acquisition Program into housing rehabilitation. We'd also like to add a new activity, which is the finishing up the Regina Myra subdivision. We're currently building the 4 homes, and we'd like to allocate $10,000 from our unallocated funds to park signage and improvements. As required by HUD and the city's Citizen Participation Plan, an ad was placed in the Florida Today newspaper on April 13, 2017, summarizing the proposed substantial amendment and public comment period. The public comment period ended on May 15, 2017. To date, no comments have been received. Staff is requesting that we open this up for a public hearing to approve the substantial amendment.
Okay. Super Attorney, just open her up? Okay. All right, we're going to close it to the council, open it up to the public. This is public hearing number 2. Anybody like to speak on this? Crickets. Okay. Close it to the public, bring it back to council.
Make a motion that we approve the FY amended FY 2016-2017 CDBG action plan to relocate funds and the new activity in accordance with the city's CDP Citizens Participation Plan.
second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Thank you. Okay. And we got, yeah, we're going 7-2. Okay. Yes.
This is to approve an agreement with AEG Live SE LLC for 3 concerts to be executed in June and July 2017. The dates of the rental are June 8th and 9th, June 25th, and July 28th. The agreement is our standard agreement with certain provisions and fees for the rental of the facility, as well as the 10% gross revenue for merchandising. So this agreement was previously 2012 through 2016, so it's just a standard agreement. For anybody's knowledge, just wanting to know, June 9th is Dirty Heads with SOJA, and June 25th is Slightly Stupid. July 28th will be Revolution. So those are the concerts that AEG will be bringing into the village.
Nancy, I know you're worried.
SOJA or SOJA?
What is it, Soja? I don't know these. This is a reggae band. Okay, Soja.
And Nancy, I
Matt
know,
had to tell
I know
me.
you're worried about it.
I don't know my
Matt had
reggae
to
bands,
tell
I
me.
apologize.
That's funny. That's funny. Hey, twice last year, that's good. Twice last year, it rained, cats and dogs, up to like the event, right at the event. And there was people, young kids walking by me in galoshes. They with no shoes. There was 5,000 people down there. I mean, I don't think it matters if it rains or not. You know, when one of those bands
I'm sure
plays,
it does.
it pulls people from Orlando and beyond. Unbelievable.
There's a brand-new drainage system underneath that. You know,
That's right,
by
a
one
brand-new
of that
drainage system, yeah.
Infrastructural improvement that happened underneath the park.
That's right. Okay, all right. You gonna take action?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay.
Good job, Nancy.
You going, Brendan? You gonna go to that?
I'll learn my
I may go
reggae
to the one in
bands next
July.
time.
So, all right. Very good.
Revolution sounds interesting to me.
They're pretty good. Okay, Terry?
Yeah. This item is to have council approve the distribution of the 2016 Popular Annual Financial Report, or the PAFR. And just quickly, the PAFR is designed to allow and to encourage the readers of, that would normally read the CAFR, which is 215 pages, to read the Popular Annual Financial Report. It's 8 pages. It's a high-level summary. Most readers understand it when they read it. If
Thank you.
council approves tonight, it's available online, and Carrie has a few copies over there.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Make sure we get a copy.
It's very easy to read, Terry, it really is.
There's also references on the back page that relate, you know, with page numbers that take you directly into the CAFR, because sometimes the CAFR and the financial statements can be very daunting and intimidating. Good job, Terry.
It's, you know, good veteran material tonight.
That's,
You have extra ones, I think.
I'll put one in each of your boxes.
Okay, good, yeah, thank you.
would you like a copy of the file with that?
Sure, sure. That's good. All righty. Terry, thank you.
You're up, John.
Mr. Mayor, members of council, the next agenda item is to provide direction essentially to the city attorney and myself as whether or not city council intends to renew the city manager's employment agreement. Section 4 of the employment agreement requires city council at a public meeting to decide whether to offer the city manager a renewal of the agreement. This meeting, it would not be the meeting where the terms and conditions or the agreement would be provided. I provided you each a packet, prior to the meeting, and if, the requested action is to provide the direction as to whether or not you want to renew the city manager's employment agreement.
Well, John, I just received your packet. I didn't read it. Okay. Everything's negotiable?
What's that?
It's negotiable?
What is consistent with the current contract, if the council intends to renew the agreement, all the terms and conditions of the agreement are subject to negotiation. Yes, sir, Mr. Mayor.
So all you need from us now is to know whether or not we intend to keep you.
Yes.
Well, that's
Yeah.
basically what it says. Do you intend to keep me in my job? That's all you need to know?
That, and we'll be bringing back a revised agreement, and I'll be meeting with each of
But
you.
there's no reason to do an agreement if we're not going to keep it.
But that, well, this could,
Brenda,
no.
pretty good, Brenda. All right.
Well, so we just need to sit here and decide if we want to keep him or not, that's all.
Well, let me start off.
You
No's
can
not a
interrupt.
good
I will.
answer to
I'll be
start off
happy to.
with.
I mean, I think we're making pretty good headway.
We are.
There's a couple of things I want to mention, and I'll mention them later. You know, I don't want to sit here and, as a city, and feel like we're missing something. Because I can tell you right now, we're going to a great economy. We're gonna, city's growing. We got a lot of things. Most things are going for us. We got a few things we got to work on. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, yes, I want to definitely, but I also want to. I don't want to go long term. I like to do a 2-year and let's get some performance that we as policymakers can rely on. You know what I mean? And if we have to reshape a few jobs to achieve where we want to go as a council and a city and a community for our citizens, then we need to do that. And I'm thinking 2 years, and then after that we'll go. You know, assuming everything goes well, we go long term.
Yeah.
You know, 2.
For now, and then
Yeah.
extend it before we leave office.
Yes. And it's all about performance. I mean, right now, I can tell you, John, I want you to be thinking about is crime, and I'm probably going to I'll talk more about that at the end. Crime, our building department, since we're getting our community services, a new person to head it up. You know, we got to work on some things in there. That's the 2 biggest things I'm hearing. And then we have our capital projects. You know, we're going to have to get together on that. I know we're going to have a meeting on it, but also we have some needs in the city that we got to fulfill. So you have skin in the game. We have skin in the game. None of us here want to waste our time. Our time is very, very valuable. Everybody's time. And I don't want to waste the employees' time or the citizens' time. I want to make sure that we're not sitting here and caretaking the city and it's going a direction we don't want it to. We have a job to do to upgrade it, to get it where it needs to be, cutting edge. We're all here for a reason. Let's do this right and let's move forward together. But I think you've done a good job, and some of your job, you've done a great job. You know, but I mean, we need to move this forward together. But I don't want to give you a long contract and have you comfortable, and the rest of us serve out our time, and we see Cocoa take a step back down the road. Because my challenge down the road is to get great leaders in here to push this thing further. But that's down the road. Right now, we need to do the smartest thing. So, anybody else? Okay, everybody, right? So let's go with Brenda.
There hasn't been anything that has taken place since we gave Mr. Dukanis the job of city manager that I haven't felt was minor and, couldn't be fixed. There's not been anything that I've asked of John to improve on that he hasn't made an effort to improve on. I think he's easy to work with. He's responsive. And having had past experience with previous city managers who weren't responsive, I can just, all right, who is it? Oh, a former councilman also agrees with me, okay.
Yeah. You guys.
I just want to say it's a real joy to have a city manager that is responsive and who actually gives you a heads up and lets you know when things are happening before the citizens have an opportunity to catch you off guard. So there was never, any question as far as I was concerned about renewing Mr. Jukanich's contract. It's just the details, and we obviously have another meeting to do that. So when it comes to the question on tonight's agenda is whether or not we want to keep him, I would really like to keep the city manager. That's all I got to say.
Okay, good.
Am I
Done?
Am I next?
Yes.
Yeah, I just want to say the same thing as really what Brenda was saying, because I've really enjoyed working with John compared to some other city managers we've had, and, we're going in the right direction, John. and we just want to keep that going. We got a lot of development in the last year and a half or so, and we got a lot more coming in the next couple of years. And I don't want to see us taking a step backwards. We'll keep going the way we're going now. We're golden. We want to stay number one in the county. And that's the way we're going now with the development, especially in District 3. So, thank you, John, and I'm all for renewing this contract.
Okay. Mr. Whipple?
Yes, sir, Mr. Mayor. I echo the sentiments of my fellow council members, as well as you, Mr. Mayor, that I would like to see us move forward with the current city manager. And when he was first hired, I was one of his strongest supporters. And I made mention to the current council, not the current council, but the former council, that, you know, if he doesn't work out, give him an opportunity to do the job. If it doesn't work out, we can always fire him. And that was sort of the key to getting him in here. And they agreed with that. So, but even though it takes a supermajority to get rid of him once we give him the job again. So I am all for Mr. DeCandish staying where he is, negotiating the new contract, and I echo the sentiments of the mayor in regards to the 2 years. I'll be gone, and you'll still be here, and you'll have another year left. And there are some things that we want to see get done that when I was here the last term hadn't been done. And I know there's red tape to get a lot of the work that need to be done completed. But I'd like to see these things move forward and be done prior to coming out of office. So yes, I do support our current city manager, but I too would like to see the 2 years and see some progress in regards to the mayor's desires. I'd like to fish again off of the short bridge, along with the mayor. I'd like to do that. I'm mad about it, because I can't go on the bridge like I used to. So let's get it done. You know, ain't nothing to do but to do it. Just do it. Okay?
Okay.
That's it, Mr. Mayor.
Jerry?
Well, I don't have any one to compare John to, because this is my first time on city council. So I would just like to say that for me personally, he has been a tremendous asset. He meets with me bi-weekly before every council meeting to go over the agenda. And that's been a tremendous help for me. Explain some of the items that may be difficult for me to comprehend, and puts it in terms that I can understand. And he always communicates in a timely fashion and updates us. I'm sure all of us, I don't know each one of us individually, but I know that we get the text and the emails and the phone calls, especially when it's something that's of a major concern. So I think the communication level is excellent on his behalf, and I do appreciate that very much. And I do support him to continue on as city manager.
Okay, very good.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
We need a motion, right?
Do we need a motion or just a consensus? Okay, well, we obviously have a consensus.
Well, we have a consensus, 5-0, right? Good.
Okay, good.
Yep.
All right, we'll move forward. Number 5.
Okay, number 5, I'd like to make a motion that, by directions of the city manager and city staff, to reinstate the meeting for July 11th at 6 PM in the city council chambers.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, good. That'll be good.
Joey.
Okay. Sorry. Sarah?
This item is asking council to approve a resolution adjusting the 2017 budget based on the mid-year review that was performed by the Finance Department. And they will be using a general fund, stormwater, and water sewer contingency, as well as general fund, stormwater, and water sewer reserves. Adjustment to the budget also consists of budget transfers between the appropriate departments and divisions, and this is to reduce the use of contingencies and reserves. And I'm available for questions. It was pretty extensive, but I'm here if you have any questions.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Staff is requesting that you approve a memorandum of understanding between the City of Cocoa and the City of Palm Bay in the amount of $49,900. Approve the modification to the agreement between the City of Cocoa and Community Housing Initiatives, Inc. Approve a change order with CHI for work already performed in the amount of $104,182 to PO 69274, and approve a resolution amending the 2017 budget and allow the city manager to execute all associated documents. And working on the Regina Myra project, the last 4 houses, some of the environmental issues caused us additional costs, like the reinforced walls along the east side, impact windows, and some unforeseen concrete that was underground. So we asked the consortium if there was any members that were interested. If you've been watching or reading the newspaper, City of Palm Bay has been having some issues with some of their funding. This home funds are not part of that. Their funding issues are SHIP and CDBG. So they've already approved, their city council's already approved the $49,900. We're adding our current 16-17 funds to it for the total change order of $104,182. So any funds that come back to us in sales proceeds will be able to put into more affordable housing.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Do you want to say something?
Yes. I spoke with the city manager during our weekly, I'll call it a weekly meeting, about the affordable housing for that particular area. It is actually in District 1 that these new houses are going up in. And I'd like to see us entertain going out, taking a look at the market and the people that live in that particular community to be able to afford those homes. Some type of a program that we can initiate to help the home buyer, the young millennials that may be able to afford those homes. I think they're going for around $104,000 or somewhere in the neighborhood.
We're looking at about $125,000. Our last
125.
appraisal came in at $122,000, so.
So it's increased as far as that area is concerned.
Correct. The first 4 sold for $72,000.
Yes. So we need to take a look at who will actually want to live there. How can they afford it if they can afford it? And the people that's actually living in that particular area, I don't know if they'll be able to afford it. So what do we do?
And that's the problem that we're having, is that we're under construction, but we don't have any buyers for that property yet. So Nicole with Community Housing Initiatives is doing a large push. She's working with Rico Jackson as the realtor. So she's actually presented at the Emma Jewell Charter Academy, trying to recruit some of the teachers. We also require mandatory home buyer counseling. And then this additional money, the last 4, we provided between 10 and 3 of them had $10,000 in down payment assistance, and 1 had $20,000. We're looking at, we're going to probably have to provide the full $40,000 in down payment assistance.
Okay,
in
but
order to
what
get
I
these
don't want to
because of the
see
market.
is that the homes be built and no one purchases those homes and they get destroyed. And I don't want to see that happen.
Yeah.
So we need to come up with a plan of attack for filling those homes.
And I had spoken to the city manager, and our public relations specialist is going to put out a flyer for city employees. We're hoping that maybe we can get some city employees.
Yeah, potential
There
buyers.
as well. And the police department actually did a community watch 2 or 3 weeks ago, and they handed out 40 flyers for me from even just some of the locals. If maybe they're not interested or they're not able to, they may have known people that, they could pass that on to. So I asked them if they would help advertise it, and they said they got a really good response from people that were interested, and sometimes it's just word of mouth. We've contacted the other 4 homeowners that live there now and given them flyers.
Yes, I can say that the houses are being well built.
Yes.
They are very nice. That's it, Mr. Mayor.
And one other thing that we did was we widened the driveways to 16 feet so that we could accommodate 4 cars. Even though we can only do a 1-car garage because of the size of the lots, we're going to try to fit 4 cars in the driveway because we've been having issues on Lucas with the cars.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, there's a
Motion is second.
motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Thank you, Nancy. All right, Public Works.
This item is to approve a resolution to authorize the city manager to execute the FDOT Landscape Construction and Maintenance Memorandum of Agreement and any other FDOT-required documents necessary for permits related to construction of aesthetic improvements in FDOT right-of-way along Willard Street and King Street from US 1 to the Indian River Bridges. These improvements include paver sidewalks, textured pavement surface, pedestrian-level lighting, landscape, and associated irrigation and electrical systems.
Yeah, that's good.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? I'm excited about that. It's good.
Me too.
Be a good little project there.
The additional infrastructure is already being put in around the SunTrust building. That's electrical conduits and irrigation, and this item here will relate to the rest of it, moving back to US 1.
Great. Thank you.
That's great.
Yeah, it's good. Okay. Yeah, Jack?
Yes, sir. Thank you. This is item number 4 under multi-year contracts, to approve the third and final amendment to purchase agreement to the continuing services agreement with CDM Smith Incorporated of Maitland, Florida, for engineering services for the wastewater treatment and disposal system effective May 27th, 2017 through May 26th, 2019.
Okay.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Carries.
Mayor, this is to approve amendment number 1 to the continuing service agreement for environmental assessment and characterization services as approved by City Council on October 1st, 2015. Terracon is one of our providers, along with Cardno. They're currently performing environmental assessment of 6 Rosa L. Jones Drive, and the city finds that it would be cost prohibitive to select another contractor to perform the excavation and removal of the underground storage tank. Similar to what we did with Cardno, we had to amend their agreement so that they could pull the tanks at 6 Forest Avenue. Therefore, the city is seeking to add this additional task to the continuing services agreement with Terracon, as noted in Amendment 1. This would include the delineation, of borings, conformatory, supplemental soil sampling activities, excavation and removal of impacted soil, backfill, off-site disposal, and report preparation services.
Okay.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Wow, Nancy. Good job.
Thank you.
Man. Smooth. Okay, anybody from advisory board or committee like to speak? Cap Med, come on up.
Thank you, Mayor.
Yes, sir.
Mayor, Council, I just want to remind everybody, Saturday is we're celebrating Maritime Day at Fish Lips. I have 11 people that passed away in the last year. 2 of them, my shipmates. What we do, we go out at 10 o'clock. We go down and meet, and we go out in a boat out to sea and throw a wreath over the side in honor of those. maritime people that's passed away in the past year. And then, of course, Monday, 9 o'clock, at the Veterans Center, I have the honor of being on the stage there as well. And then, of course, in Cocoa Village in the afternoon, the PM, we're going to have another ceremony, and I have the honor of being on the stage there. So we'd like to see all of you people there, and have a nice holiday. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Captain.
Very good.
Hey, Brad.
Oh, yeah. Okay, we'll start with the city administration. Public Works, anything?
No reports.
No report.
No report.
No report.
Nancy?
I just want to mention, as Captain Ed mentioned, the Memorial Day event. It starts at 5:45. There'll be a parade and then a static display for viewing, 6:15 to 7:30. So, and our honorable mayor will be speaking as well. As the Grand Marshal is Albert Zimmerman.
Yep. Very good. Yep, that's the time. Anything else?
No, thank you.
Jack?
Yes, sir, thank you. No report, but one reminder. The St. Johns River Water Management District issued a drought warning at their last meeting in Palatka, and I think I'd mentioned it, and I'll probably continue to mention it until maybe weather conditions change. Things have been hot and dry, as everybody knows. And so it's important that folks pay attention to their watering schedules. They abide by the St. John's guidelines of 2 days maximum irrigation that's for potable water, obviously. And if they need more information, it's on the COCO website under the utilities section. It's also on the St. Johns River Water Management District website. That's all,
Okay.
sir.
I've heard the news, too. The news reports a little bit.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Jack.
Yes, sir.
Councilman Whipple, I noticed there's a lot of surveyors in my community, in my neighborhood, and I questioned one of them. They said they were looking for mains. What is that about?
They've been picking up the manhole covers and looking in them. There's like a private contractor. I've heard from a couple of citizens that they're
Yeah.
in the street, like looking in the
Mhm.
manholes, and
Yeah,
they're
we have-
questioning what it is they're doing, because it's a private contractor.
This guy told me he was looking for a water main.
Hope he's not looking in a manhole for a water main.
No,
He's not gonna find it.
She mentioned the
Hope he doesn't.
She mentioned the manhole. I didn't mention the manhole. But I asked him because he was right on the corner of where I live.
Right.
And there was two guys, and I asked, what are you guys doing?
We have a couple of contracts going on right now. On the sewer side, on the manhole side, we have a slip lining effort that we've done each year that we funded, where and I think I've described this before to some of the council members. It's a program where we basically take a fiberglass sock and we clean the sewer main first, get it nice and clean as best we can. We insert this fiberglass sock inside the main from one manhole to the other.
Okay.
They put what effectively is like a cork inside of it that produces heat and chemicals, and drag it on the inside, and it forms the soft fiberglass cloth into a hard pipe. And it basically refurbishes the line without having to dig up the street.
Well, that's
So it's a real boon for us to be able to do that, especially in the areas where it affects communities and businesses and so on. We can't always use that method. If you remember the red zone robotics agenda item that you approved about 2 years ago,
Yes.
we went ahead and did a full assessment of the gravity sewer system, and we've identified a number of structural problems that need to be fixed from a priority from very high to very low, as well as maintenance problems. So we have
Yes.
kind of two different things that we're attacking. The structural problems is when the pipe is either cracked, separated, or has failed, has fallen in to the point where we have to go and basically dig that point up to be able to fix it. We can't slip line that kind of a failure. If we just have a hairline crack, or if we have infiltration, because the other thing that does is it keeps out the stormwater. So that helps us reduce the inflow and infiltration into the Sellers plant, and it reduces the peak flows so that we're not treating stormwater for free, because that's what happens when infiltration and inflow get into the sewer system.
Right.
We don't pay for it. but, you know, we have to pay for the chemicals on the back end to be able to get that flow to come back out.
Yes, I remember when I first came here, that was one of my pet peeves, because no one could tell me about a plan for preventive maintenance for the breaks that we were receiving on our water mains. And I think that new technology that you introduced the city to has helped us tremendously.
Yeah, yes, sir, we've done a
Yes.
couple of things, yeah.
Yes, I appreciate it. Thanks for
Okay.
the information.
Yeah, that's good. Very good. Jack,
Yes, sir.
the new fence
Yes,
around
sir.
the tower looks good.
Looks pretty good. Yeah, we still don't have the gates in yet, but the fence is all the way around, so,
Yeah,
almost done.
beautiful. Great. Okay. Tammy?
No report, sir.
All right. You want to say anything, Carrie?
I have no report.
No? Very good. Super Attorney?
Just one item, just a reminder that Police Lieutenants Union will have an impasse, council will be conducting an impasse hearing on that in the near future. And he'll serve as an impartial decision maker. So the collective bargaining portion of the collective bargaining procedures has stopped. So he'll serve.
No date for that?
No, I'm not aware of a date yet. That's my report.
Okay. Yep. Thank you. Assistant City Manager Matt?
Yeah, I just want to, a couple of things. First item, as you may be aware, City Council earlier this year approved city staff proceeding with a consultant to evaluate our enterprise resource planning, which is, I like to refer to it as our central nervous system for the city. It's really our software that integrates the financials, the customer service billing, code enforcement, building and permitting. It's really the integration of our GIS. All of our systems that the city use draw from our financials, essentially. And that's the way we can track, approve, and document what it is that we do. And so this firm came in and they performed an evaluation of the system that we use and how we're using it. And that evaluation is more about our process and the way we conduct our business internally. And they issued a report, and city staff, working as a committee through all the city departments, reviewed those findings, met as a committee and discussed those findings, and we will be bringing some recommendations before City Council in the annual budget process. And just wanted to keep you apprised of that. And then finally, just want to, in advance, say thanks to all the veterans out there, active duty, for serving our country.
Very good. Okay, thank you. Mr. City Manager?
Mr. Mayor, I don't have a report other than I'll provide a handout for the post-session review from the League of Cities for each of you.
Okay. You don't want to make any comments on the session that passed or anything? Anything?
I could do that, but somehow I think that we'll have our lobbyists do that.
Okay.
We'll have
Yeah,
either a state representative and a senator. I don't know if you want to hear it 3 times over.
No. Still glad I asked, though. Thank you. All right, John, thank you. Hope your voice gets better, too. Mr. Whipple?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. First, I'd like to welcome Nancy to the council meetings. She had sort of a sabbatical when the individual that left vacated the premises. Welcome, Nancy. You're doing a fine job, and with the help of our city manager, I think that we'll be all right for a while. So thank you for your service. Also, I'd like to thank Mrs. Ruby Jenkins for her service to our community, serving on the Diamond Square Board for many years. She was actually chairman at one time, and I'm very sorry that her illness prevents her from performing the duty as she did over the years. And we did accept her resignation, and we thank her for the service that she provided to this community. So thank you, Ruby, if you're out there watching. We appreciate you. Also, Mr. Giorgio.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to ask about the Monroe Center, Harry T. Moore. Since Mr. Wheatgriff is not here, can you just give us a brief update on the progress for revitalization of that facility?
Unfortunately, Councilman Whipple, I'm not up to date on what's going on over there. so
Okay.
I really can't give you any information on that.
Okay. All right, so you can let Mr. Wheatgriff know that I'm still looking at that deadline of sometime in June.
I will get that information for you tomorrow.
It's okay. I just want the public to know
Okay.
that we're working on it.
They're
that
continuing to
it-
work on it.
Yeah.
I don't know what the progress is on it.
All right, thank you. And it will become, one of the rooms in there will become the Leon and Jewel Collins African American Museum.
My understanding is yes.
Yes, that will take place. So, thank you for the work that's being done over there. I have walked the premises. It's looking good, but I want the general public to know and realize that it is coming.
If you'd like, I'd have somebody give you an update tomorrow.
Yes, sir, that would be fine.
Okay.
Also, I'd like to say, Mr. City Manager, you're going to be okay. And we thank you for the service that you have performed. The 2 years, don't let it trouble you, but we're going to get things done,
Yes, we are.
okay?
Yes, we
It
are.
has to be approved, too. So, thank you for what you do for us. It's greatly appreciated. That's it, Mr. Mayor.
Yep, very good. Thank you. Jerry?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, just want to mention that we had the honor of attending the graduation ceremony for Cocoa High last Friday night, along with Mayor Parrish and Councilwoman Warner. I think we had a little over 200 students who graduated, and Brenda, Mrs. Warner can give you, I'm sure, some more detail on the dual enrollments and the honor graduates and so forth. I think she has that information.
Yes, I do.
But it was really an honor to be there, and it was nice to see the stadium full of the parents and family members and friends that were supporting these young people as they make their next step on to becoming adults and whatever else they do with their lives, whether it's further their education or go into employment right away. But I really enjoyed that, and I think the school's come a long way under the leadership of Principal Wilson and former Principal Sullivan. I hope I pronounced that correctly. And it's nice to see the school make the improvements that it has made. The next day, the Saturday, I got to actually join the students at Emma Jewell Charter Academy. Chief Cantaloupe was also there with me. They had their 8th grade graduation ceremony, approximately 15 students. That was my first time at that school, and I want to say that I can't emphasize enough what good work they're doing there. Under their leadership of their founder and principal, Thomas Cole, and his wife, Kimberly Harold Cole. The emotion in that room, it was just touching to see how much love and admiration and respect these students have for that administration and staff. So I want to congratulate all of those students as well. And also, I just want to mention that I was recently appointed to the Energy, Environment, and Natural Resources Committee for the Florida League of Cities.
Great.
So I'm looking forward to participating in that, and hopefully that's something that I can benefit from and help the citizens with that task force with the cleanup of the lagoon. Provide them some additional information as well, so.
First thing is let's get the muck out of there.
Right. So, and I think that's it, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Very good, thank you. First off, Brenda, you weren't here last time, right? Were you here last
I
time?
was not
Yeah, I
here
already
the last
told you, you
meeting.
don't get twice the amount tonight.
Yeah, I just wondered, You want twice the amount? What do you want to do?
I'm going to use my time and Don's time,
Okay,
and my time from last meeting where I missed, too.
Okay.
I'm going to use it all.
good, okay.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Actually, I just want to,
That's good.
to expand on what Jerry said about Cocoa High School. At graduation, Mr. Wilson made the announcement that with the 200 students that were there graduating, there was 45 honor students, 16 students who were part of the dual enrollment program that were actually receiving their diplomas that night with their two-year degree from Eastern Florida State College. And the class of 2017, which is the 2017 being the 100-year anniversary of Cocoa High School, the class of 2017 is walking away with over $2 million in scholarships among 200 students.
Wow.
Which is pretty impressive. Don't let anybody tell you we don't have a good high school in Cocoa. We have an awesome high school in Cocoa. We have awesome kids. And there's absolutely no reason for anybody to think they shouldn't relocate or locate a business here. We have a state championship winning football team. Our other sports programs are awesome. Our administration is awesome, and our kids are top-notch. And
Yes,
I better never, ever hear anybody say anything different, because it's not true. We're one of the best high schools in the county, but we try and keep it a secret. You know, we don't want overcrowding in our school like some schools have, so,
Right,
yeah. So,
that's right.
keep it on the down low, that we got such a great school. So, that's all, just Cocoa High. That was enough. That was just, made my week.
I walked away the same way. I felt the same way.
Yeah, I know.
The future's great.
Well, I'm the only council person who graduated from Cocoa High, so I get to do the bragging.
I
You
graduated
from Cocoa?
No, I graduated from the old Cocoa High.
No, that's Rockledge High.
That's pretty good. Alec, you went, right? Yeah.
But it was Cocoa High when he went there.
Yeah, Brenda, it's great. It's great.
Yeah, Tiger Pride.
Don?
Yep. Oh, my turn? Okay. Nancy, welcome aboard and good presentation tonight. Good job. Thank you. John, thank you for your service and your work. And nobody mentioned anything about Matt, but Matt, thank you for your great job as helping John and the city and carrying a heavy load there, and very pleased with your work you do and getting the response that when you're asked something, you look out for it and we get the answers. So thank you, Matt and John, both of you, you know. And that's about all I have. Thank you, everyone. Have a great Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, very
Thank
good.
you.
Don. Thank you. In closing, again, Nancy, great job. Smooth. You look good sitting over there.
You guys think I'm going to keep coming back if you're nice to me, right?
That's the hope. Yeah.
I tell you what, Nancy, you know, you have some big shoes to fill there. But you're doing a great job, man. John's trying to be low key. But
I did mention to him, and I want to let you all know that we did talk about naming the park at Regina Myra. So I voted for John A. DeCanich Jr. Park, and so, but he just.
There's the interim.
that's good. That's good. Well, you'll be doing this for a while, right? It sounds like.
No, he let me know that he'd be hiring very quickly.
If he doesn't, it saves the city money, you know what I'm saying?
She might want to add that I did spend 2 hours in community services today related to a development project. So yes, we're looking to hire, as soon as possible, I think for her sanity and mine.
Thanks, Nancy, though. Great. We already talked about Lee Winter Park, Sustainability Board, good. And I went to, last Friday morning, I went to the Brevard County Mayor's Breakfast that was put on by the Chamber of Palm Bay Chamber, not the government of Palm Bay. Okay, so that was a joke. So we had 15 to 16 mayors there, 235 people, more than that. A lot of companies there, and we got to speak for 5 minutes on our respective cities, and I thought I hit it pretty hard, and I felt pretty good about it. It was a little lighthearted at times, but it was a great event. It's one of the better events I've ever really been to. And I don't like leaving the city limits unless it pays big dividends for the citizens. And I thought it paid big dividends. You get your point across pretty quick. And, it was very informational. So, looking forward to Memorial Day, I guess Sunday and Monday. There's a lot of events. I'm going to try to hit personally as many as I can. Yeah, going to South Cocoa. Again, Mr. City Manager, thanks for everything you're doing and done, and everything's going to work out good. You know what I mean? As long as you listen to us, we'll be all right. Okay. Good job. I'm messing with you. Listen, you've done a great job, so keep it going. And one thing I want to pull, Brenda left, pull the council is, since we are changing directors in community services, let's, well, let's just say it straight. I have a lot of folks, some contractors, and I'm not going to tell you who it is because they're afraid, that complain about community services. Okay, let's say it. And there is residents or people that are trying to build or do something here. And like I was telling Steve before he left, and I didn't know he was leaving at that point, it was, let's make sure that we're servicing the public the best we know how to. And John, if we need to hire a firm to come in and look at the processes, I think maybe we should do that for community services. I'm not saying anybody's doing a bad job. I'm worried about the economy ramping up, and we're so busy that it makes us look bad, okay? I think we have great people, but we need to take a snapshot today. I'm hearing too much. I mean, just people are frustrated, but I'm sure they'll go to the cities south of us and say the same thing. But I just want to be the best we can be, and that's all we can do. Not going to make everybody happy. And then we're doing the same sort of thing in the PD. It's the same thing. But I want to be mindful on the crime coming up here. I have a question. Should we do a small crime summit in October after the budget? What do you think? I think we need to stay on.
Might I offer that we, in light of the fact that probably the Center for Public Safety Management study will be completed somewhere around that time, maybe we wait till the study's complete and there's a presentation.
Yeah.
And maybe we can wrap that into that to expand on, here's where the department, here's what we're doing, here's what could be done, or you're doing this great, and if you do that, I just think we're putting a lot of money and resources into that study. Let's get it back and then be able to, then we'll be able to have some informed.
Okay. I thought the last summit we did was, wasn't as elaborate, and it's something we can pull off pretty fast. So why don't we plan on doing that, and we'll go into, after the budget, we'll go in and get the results.
Because they had about, I think it was, maximum was 150 days, and it brought, if I recall correctly, brought it somewhere around September, October, to when we would get the results back.
We'll do it on a weeknight, whatever, Wednesday or something. Is that okay? Brenda, we'll probably do a crime summit, but we'll do like last year's, but we'll have some more information.
You mean a community summit?
Yeah. And so, again, community services, let's be mindful of how we can make it better and service, increase business we're getting, and we're gonna get a lot more. And then let's don't forget about the crime stuff. I know on social media I saw some fake news about Cocoa. I don't know if John wants to say a few things, but it was pretty offending to me because they were saying it's 2017 results, and then nobody has those. And
I don't think the FBI, and I think the chief can, speak to this, but the FBI hasn't released the 2016 results that we submitted to, the chief did, to the FDLE. But we know, and you all received, the annual police department report that crime is down this year compared to last year. It's completely unfair, and if you, anybody that has any basic knowledge of using an internet, and you pull up UCR crime reporting, that's Uniform Crime Reporting with the FBI, they tell you, no, do not use this data to compare yourself to another jurisdiction. The reason why is there's different environmental and sociological and economic factors that each jurisdiction faces. Now, you can use the data to compare yourself, from a year to year and on your progress and identify areas maybe that you might need to focus on, and we do that. And I'm really anxious to see, because I really believe, I fundamentally believe, that the direction the police department is going is the right direction. I think the study that we're going to be getting back, or the results from the Center for Public Safety Management, because we've looked at best practices, the chief, myself, Matt, also one of our, a friend of the city who's a professor up at Flagler College. We've looked at best practices in terms of the 21st century policing, and, it's, the chief and I participated, about 2 weeks ago on a telephone call, interview for, as one of potentially we're going to be one of the communities spotlighted or as a case study for the implementation and deployment of body cameras. We did that before Ferguson, and we were the first community to pilot them in Brevard County. So I think, there's a service that web is trying to get people to buy into.
Yeah.
And so I take great offense to it, because I know, and you all have the data in that crime report and in the police department's annual report, and you see the data that's reported that crime is down. And we still are close to, if I recall correctly, the chief can correct me if I'm wrong, we had a little bit of uptick the previous year, but we went back down, but we're still somewhere around, 15, 16-year low?
Yeah, that's good.
We're going in the right direction. And, and the reality is, the more you try to address crime and you arrest people, the numbers will go up a little bit. But, as the chief has said before, you can't arrest your way out of the problem. There's certain systemic issues that we have to deal with, for both police department, the fire department, for community services, even the water department, public works. It's a holistic effort.
Yes.
And I think our strategic plan, and I'm very proud of that strategic plan, the effort that all of staff, council, the citizens put into it. It identifies that there's a holistic approach needed to address the issues in this community. So we have a plan in place, and I think that we're working on it.
Mr. City Manager, on that idea that you just mentioned of a holistic approach to fighting crime, I would just like to acknowledge that one of our partners in that holistic approach is hiding in the back of the room. Bert, are you hiding back there? I would just like to mention that we also need the help and the partnership of our partners at the power company to fight crime, so that we acknowledge that they're stepping up and being helpful in the things that we're doing to revamp our city and encourage light and not darkness. And
the city's also put the city has put a major investment. Look at Fisk Boulevard, in terms of what we're doing on Fisk Boulevard, Peachtree Street, Florida Avenue, lighten up. We are actually using, crime prevention through environmental design, as well as, doing the everyday, the Park Walk and Talk program. There's a number of things that the police department's doing, and I don't think they get enough credit for the work that they do. They have to be a social worker, they have to be a law enforcement officer, and a psychologist.
I just want to mention all that. Plus, it's always going to come down to the residents. You know what I mean? Do you want to live in a great town, or do you just want to say, I see this guy do that all the time, whatever it is.
Right.
I've had it. We've all had it with that. But the thing is we are going to move it forward. We can't do it without the residents. Residents they're on board. Most folks have bought in to, they want to live in a great place. You know what I mean? And when I saw that on the internet, it was offending. I was just waiting for somebody to start tagging me and saying something, but nobody tagged me. And I was happy with that. But it's going to happen, because it'll flare up again.
Right.
But I just want to make sure we're all on the same page, and we're very conscious of the crime side, you know, and all the other things we're doing, like you said, John. Mr. Whipple, you want to say something?
Hey, I'm in total agreement with you, Mr. Mayor, in regards to you moving forward and improving our city. And I think one of the integral parts that we haven't mentioned is code enforcement. That's going to help us beautify
Absolutely.
That move to
our
the police
community.
department.
Yeah.
That is going to help us tremendously.
Yeah.
And that is why I've always said to our city manager, when there's a position that's open, fill it ASAP. Let's not sit on it, waiting for what we may think is the right person to fulfill that obligation that we have to the citizens. Like, I'd like to see Fisk Boulevard look like Florida Avenue.
Yeah, me too,
I want to see that,
me too.
because there's a distinct difference between going to Rockledge and entering Cocoa,
Yeah,
as far as the aesthetics is concerned. And we can do it.
yep.
We can do it. Proof of it is take a look at Florida Avenue. Look at what was done. It's beautiful.
It's absolutely beautiful.
And the same thing I want to see happen from Rosa L. Jones all the way up to Dixon Boulevard.
That's right.
That's the main vein of this community.
Yep.
Why have a beautiful downtown and you step across the tracks and it's like in Atlanta, Georgia, on Peachtree Street. It's beautiful on Peachtree Street, but if you walk down the wrong street, you've got the homeless, you have dirty residents, et cetera, et cetera. And we need to treat entire Cocoa in the manner that we treat downtown. Let's get it done.
I want the citizens to know when they leave, hey, when they're leaving Cocoa at Fisk, Clarence,
Yes,
you have a sign that says, you're leaving the best town. You know what I mean?
something to that effect.
Okay,
Okay.
all right, I'll stop. Anything
Mr.
else? Brenda?
Mayor?
You want to say something?
I just want to say that I can't agree more with Mr. Whipple on that.
I
I
feel
mean,
same.
I think that we need to focus on the city as a whole.
Yep.
I know we're in districts, but let's stop looking at the city as four separate districts. Let's look at this city as a whole.
I
To make
agree.
improvements to every area for the benefit of all the residents.
Yep.
So I couldn't agree with Mr. Whipple more, and I think that's the direction that we really need to focus on.
I agree. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We've got some good partners out there and some people that are anxious to do good things, so let's, while the iron's hot, let's start now.
That's right.
Have to agree with that. Okay, then we'll close out with that, so.
Okay.
Everybody-
Okay, I make a motion that we adjourn.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you for coming.